Hello and welcome back. Today I'm making Baja chicken salad. Super easy and a great dish for the summertime when you don't want to heat up the house. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to make it. So for our salad, the first thing we're going to do is get our chicken ready. So we're just going to make a quick little marinade for our chicken. I've got about a pound of just some chicken tenders because that's what was easy. You could use chicken breasts, chicken thighs, a blend, just whatever, just about a pound of chicken. So I've got 1 cup of cilantro that we're just going to chop up our cilantro. Now I know some people absolutely don't like cilantro, so you could replace it with parsley, or you could like go half and half. All right. All right, so most of that I'm just going to put into a bowl here. And then I'm going to save just a little bit for our dressing. So to our cilantro, we're going to add about a tablespoon of minced garlic. So it's about like that. We are also going to add 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and then we're going to go, let's see, about 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, and about 2 tablespoons of lime juice. And we're just going to mix this up. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of oil. I'm using some avocado oil, so about 1/2 tablespoon or so of that. Okay. And then we're just going to take and dump this into our Ziploc bag with our chicken. And we're just kind of work it around a little bit. There we go. And then we're just going to put this in the refrigerator for ½ hour to an hour. All right, so we can move on to our dressing. Now, I'm a ranch girl. I love ranch dressing, but not just any ranch. It has to be the buttermilk ranch that you mix up. So that's what my mom used to make, and that's just what I prefer. So I've already mixed up my ranch. So it was 1 cup of mayonnaise, 1 cup of buttermilk, and then a buttermilk ranch packet. And then I've divided it, so this is half of it. So we're just going to just pour that in there. And then we are going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of cumin powder. gonna go with 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. And this is the smoked paprika, and that's what I used in the other. So, and then we're gonna add about 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, granulated onion powder, and then 1/4 teaspoon of granulated garlic. And then that little bit of cilantro that I held back, we're going to dump that in there. And we're just going to give that a mix. Then we're just going to dump this back in my jar here and then put it into the refrigerator. And that way it has time to kind of marry those flavors together. For our next step, we're going to get our tortilla strips done for the crunchy part of our salad. So I'm just using the soft corn tortillas. You can use whatever brand you like. I've just got, about 5 here, and they're super soft, so they're kind of falling apart, but it's okay. So I'm just going to cut mine in half, and then I'm just going to cut them into strips. So they're about a 1/2 inch or so wide. Just like so. And then I'm just going to fry these up. So I've just got just a saucepan with a little bit of oil. You don't need much. It's not like you need to deep fry these. So, all right, so our tortilla strips are all done. And then I'm just going to add just a little bit of salt to them. Get back in there. Here we go. And we're just gonna set those aside. Now, some of the other ingredients, we've got corn. Now, you can use whatever corn you want, but the best corn is just to get your some fresh corn on the cob. I just boiled the water and then cooked 2 ears for 15 minutes, pulled them out, let them cool down, and then cut it off of the cob. So, and then I just put this in a pan because it's already cold and I want to just warm it up just a little bit. So we'll do that on a very, very low temp. You don't have to warm yours up. If you would prefer that your corn be cold, that's fine. So for our other ingredients, we've got romaine lettuce, and this is just the hearts of romaine, so really the really crunchy part. And this is 2 that I chopped up, just rinsed it, kind of tried to pat it dry a little bit, and then just chopped it up. And then I've got some red onion that I've diced up. I've grated some cheddar cheese, diced some tomato. These are black beans that I have drained and rinsed really well, so they don't have that sliminess to them. And these were low sodium beans, so you can use either one, just whatever you prefer. And then black olives, and I just sliced these up. You can buy them already sliced, and that's totally your option. Now, you could go ahead and add a fresh pico if you wanted to make that. Add some either jalapeno or serrano or whatever hot pepper you like. You could add just a pre-made jarred salsa if you wanted to, although I like this just having the really fresh ingredients this way. I would normally add avocado, but my store didn't have any avocados that weren't hard as rock. So that's just the pitfalls of living where I live. It's really hard to get good avocados since they all have to be shipped in. So once we get our chicken cooked, then we'll put this together. All right, so our chicken has been in the fridge for about close to an hour, maybe 45 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and cook this. Now, you could cook this on the grill, your chicken, or you could bake it. I'm just going to cook mine in a saute pan on the stovetop. Because these are chicken tenders, they're going to cook really fast, so there's really no reason to heat up the oven during the summertime and heat up the house. So, but if you have, you know, full chicken breasts or something, then you may want to just pop them in your saute pan and get a good sear on them and then throw them in the oven. So it's totally up to you. So I've just got a little bit of oil in my saute pan warming up, and then we'll get these cooking. They should take about 10, maybe 15 minutes at the most. Just depends on how thick your chicken tenders are. You can always temp them out. They should temp out at about 165 internal. So, all right, so the chicken is done, and I've just let it rest for a few minutes here, just so the juices will kind of redistribute. That way when I cut it, it doesn't just, the juices won't just flow all over the board. So we're just gonna move those out of the way, and we're just gonna cut this into some bite-sized pieces. Just like so. Now, if you're making this and you're going to eat on this for a couple of days, I would leave the other pieces whole and not cut them yet. So that way, if you warm it up, it will stay juicier than if you chopped it up. It could get a little dry. So, now typically when I make salad, I like to just leave all of my ingredients separate. That way, you can make your own customizable salad. You can get as much lettuce as you want versus other ingredients. Maybe you don't want onions, whatever. You can make your own, and then it's not all put together. If you put it all together and you've got the cheese in there and then you put it in the fridge, the next day the cheese is going to be kind of gross. So this way you keep your salads fresher a little bit longer. So I'm just going to add some lettuce here, and we're going to add some corn. And some black beans. And if you had somebody in your home that isn't eating meat, then this would work great for them, because they could just leave the chicken off. So we're just gonna add some chicken there, and then some of our onion, and some of our olives. And this truly is a full meal. And let's put our dressing on before we put our tortillas on. And this way you can get as much as you want. Like my husband would prefer more goodies, less lettuce. There we go. And then we'll put some of our tortilla strips on. And there we have it. That is my Baja chicken salad. A great summertime dish, so you don't have to heat up the house too much when it's so hot outside. So I hope you enjoy. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like it, share it, leave me a comment. Till next time.